they look me koro, you they hear me whine. I say you tanda gidigba. On top of the Chairman Television Station, Wazobia TV channel 98 on top of Go TV cable, Star Times channel 195, my TV channel 17, and just in case television they far from you, www.facebook.com/Wazobia Max Week. Follow us as we discuss all the action to the way they come on smoke inside Nigeria political boxing ring. Today on top of AsEdeyHot. If you check the way Nigeria dey, the political thermometer dey very, very clear. Say, wetin dey hot? Now the letter where former President Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, PhD, write give the government of President Muhammadu Buhari. But now we don't see a response from the federal government. And as President Muhammadu Buhari respond with 7 pages, some people still look say, it be like say they need to add more, join up, because you don't reach the 13 when Chief Olusegun Obasanjo been give them. But we go discuss the matter. And remember, now fast solutions, now we talk about, because we organize rather than agonize. My name now is Ezugo Chokwode. And as usual, I know they're on inside studio. And then with my brother, when Sabi well, as they concern the politics matter, AsEdeyHot.
Yes, a beautiful Thursday morning to our wonderful viewers to the watchers right now. Don't carry that same program come on our way AsEdeyHot. They already tell us, say, now the only political platform, the only democracy we not get to talk things where they been for body for this particular platform, because we always tell us, say, at least government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Now AsEdeyHot they find, and that is why we don't get this at least forum for now to talk things. By the time we establish our talk, establish our topic, put them out. We also get our own contribution to them, get our own voice, because we always talk say Nigeria no be anybody personal estate. Nobody can define say I get Nigeria today or tomorrow, because now collective property, and now for the go, at least for that particular reason, make we come together, join hands, and ensure say that collective property we'll get will make them, at least will define them to that dream of our choice. My name never change. My name remains Unkubi, and this is AsEdeyHot.
So join us to discuss this issue. Now, young Nigeria, una know something of AsEdeyHot. We they talk and say everybody get idea because God don't bless us. But now time for us to harness this particular thing and let the whole world see and say, it is our body and we'll be great people. In a young parliamentarian, now chief for parliament, or no be say just ordinary person in the parliament, now chief for inside parliament, meaning say him be speaker, because the person will be chief pass for inside parliament. Now the speaker, just like Yakubu Dogara be speaker for the House of Representatives, him be the speaker of the Faculty of Engineering for the Lagos State University. Now students, he dey study engineering and he get great law for this country. He get one message when he carry come, but we go discuss this one when they're very important too, so that we go blend them with that message, make everybody for understand. And they talk of no other than Honorable Speaker, make it no be like I don't get respect. Honorable Speaker Jamiu Ijaodola. Mr. Speaker, sir, welcome to AsEdeyHot.
Thank you very much.
I sure that you go, as I greet you, Mr. Speaker, maybe you go shock, because me too. You know, me too, I'm a parliamentarian that year. Now, Uncle, the time when
go and sit down.
Now, this one, now then they call
Jamiu take Jerry.
They know they shake speaker, like they know they shake speaker.
No, on this platform, we can shake speaker. He's representing the people, so if he decide to shake and do one, you're welcome to AsEdeyHot.
Mr. Speaker, I no go disrespect you
Better
because I be parliamentarian.
Better
I know everything they go. You dey shake her like say na beer parlour una dey. You shake speaker like say na beer parlour una dey.
Can you go into the subject?
Make we go straight into the subject. Now, from the beginning, we don't give the introduction. I don't need to go back again because everybody don't know. We don't talk and say Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, PhD. We need to put down. We should say that degree when he gets. Not
PhD in waiting.
In philosophy. In theology.
Thank you. Don't complete like that.
He writes letter, 13-page letter to President Muhammadu Buhari, where he mentioned plenty things about our great country, Nigeria. And for that letter, he can't top him up with advice, say, time now is for you to come down from this horse and move this our great country, Nigeria, forward. But make I ask you this very, very important question. As a young person when you get passion for politics, when you first see this letter from Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, what will be the first thing when come to your mind?
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I actually saw the letter on Twitter and I had to go into it and have a deeper introspection into the details of the letter.
Young man, no vex. I'm so sorry, honorable, no vex.
This no, Alliance, you know talk, Alliance speak.
Make it speak.
Blend
out. Not be Nigeria, you grow.
I don't say the one where fear you now when you say introspection.
Nigerians, make Nigerians understand your language.
Blend that, make it no cause confusion.
As I see the letter for Twitter yesterday night, I was quite happy, and I had to go through it in details.
Okay, you know what will happen now? we go just rush go small market now. When we go this market, come back, we go just continue this our discussion, make the matter for no cause problem based on AsEdeyHot. So they come back. Welcome back to AsEdeyHot. Make we just give the introduction again, make everybody understand. We don't introduce our ogbonge visitor, and we talk say in a young Nigerian student we get great passion for this country. Engineering, everybody knows say engineer is there. Anything when they see, that to build,
that is
and they their mind. And the reason why we come discuss this Nigeria matter based on building this our country. Now you been the talk say the first time when you see the letter now on Twitter, you can't go inside to go check am deep to see as the matter take day. And from your introspection, what will be the things when we say you think about the letter? Now over Sabi, you get plenty points inside.
Yes, thank you very much. When I saw the letter, I was very happy because it contains full details of the loopholes of this administration, and it is quite understandable. Well, coming from somebody like Olusegun Obasanjo,
we don't get enough experience.
Who has served so much. It is nice, but let us look at it from this dimension.
Okay.
For you to come up with that kind of details, the first question we should ask ourselves is that, does Olusegun Obasanjo have the moral compass to write that?
Well, if they bring her from that angle, make we also bring her this way. We don't hear a couple of talks where we say, look, this person no get the right or whatsoever to talk. But then, we no fit say, would they throw away bad water, even they throw away the pikin among with them. Why not? Okay, what about we weighing the content as against the person we talk am?
Okay,
so how about that?
Thank you very much. That's very much fantastic. Now, moving away from the personality of the writer, now facing
the content.
It is quite worth it. This administration has witnessed so much setbacks and shortcomings, and at the moment it is beyond watching out for people like Buhari seeking a run. It is a leap on the wrong direction rather. And now this is time where the youths of these days, they have to understand that they are leaders of today and not tomorrow. It is beyond moving around with politicians for the sake of cheap gains you are getting from them. And what is even more worrisome and irritating is that when you see these youths and you speak to them as regards vying for position, getting involved in politics and making positive impact, they won't listen to you. They care much about what they are generating. They feel change.
Tips.
Thank you very much. So now it is a pure fact. What Olusegun Obasanjo has written, it has clearly stated it all. Buhari can't seek a run. It is.
But then, look also look at me. You talk say Buhari cannot seek a rerun. Now your own personal opinion.
Yes, that's my personal
But in
opinion.
same way, we they practice democracy, and everybody they license to your own opinion. If peradventure somehow, maybe going by the response, also don't see from the federal government, onto say they write 7-page and this thing, and somehow maybe the content of the response can also channel towards say yes, all these things somehow they don't do them. You know, somehow that same 7 content write up still if you give them the license to say okay, at least they may have still come back, may have finished written and start.
Yes. Thank you very much for that question. You see that 7-page write up. It is not worth an achievement that you can use in seeking a run. It is not worth it. When you talk of you have to come up with when the government is actually functioning. Looking at all of those, we as citizens, we ought to stress on what they've not been able to achieve. We can't be commending you. It is your responsibility. It is your responsibility.
We're not supposed to commend you.
Yes, by virtue of having done social programs and the rest of them, by virtue of default, you are meant to do it. And looking at it, you have not done up to standard. It is not what you can
celebrating.
You can't even hinge your campaign on those achievements. It's not worth it.
Well, if we look the matter now, from the letter when Chief Olusegun Obasanjo writes, people don't talk say now how plenty Nigerians they feel. And the reason why the thing touch the government of the day now because of say now from Chief Olusegun Obasanjo when come out to write letter give the previous government say do this thing this way and when they don't do it this way can't talk say time don't reach for me to come out my support give another person. Now he don't talk the same thing. And the good thing for this one, I say, he even give advice. Say, as you dey like this, so if we go move this country forward, when we need to move am, not be you be the person. Now the FG don't respond to a letter, and they don't talk say, he commend the work when he get to do as it concern fighting corruption. He commend the work when he get to do with insecurity. But maybe because of saying they're busy, based on say maybe in the travel where I just they talk that one, no, he never really see wetin they don't do for inside the economy. And then go on to list a lot of things when the government don't do for economy. But I go ask you, you don't already talk and say by default, government supposed to do certain things because na them be the government, and that's the reason why we will vote for them. But if we check all these things when they say this government don't highlight, if we go book, now like that today for inside book. But if the people not directly feel the impact of say for a long time our stock market now the biggest, we don't ban importation, see the one we don't produce, but people see they complain say it be like say they don't feel the effect of this improvement for the economy. You not think say somehow government must move beyond all these things what they see for book and come down to the level of the people and open up to them and the people get understanding. Before I throw this question, I go use the other government do referral. Because at some point they talk say they rebase the Nigerian economy and it don't become the biggest for inside Africa. But people see they complain say money no see there for pocket. How you take things say best? The government go fit relate with the people now. And when I say people, I mean the ordinary people of Nigeria when you understand largest stock market, IPM,
bring them down to their own understanding,
so
make them feel they involved.
If government they work, would they really see work of government? Say that to stop to speak English and they speak only pidgin, and people go understand.
Thank you very much. Moving on to that, when you look at high rate of unemployed people in Nigeria, it is a formidable negative activity to actually reckon with. Nigeria is plagued with hunger, killings everywhere. Boko Haram has become so dreadful than they've ever been. So, like I was saying, all of those achievements, they are not something you can even stress on, because they are not having direct impact on the people. Citizens. There are some sensitive things you should actually look out for. Unemployment is there. It's a very, very germane challenge that you have to centralize your efforts on. And look at their achievements. It is not having a direct impact on citizens. Then why should we stress on them? You understand? So talking of how to actually go about this, let us diverse our attention towards things that are more serious,
that affect the generality of Nigerians.
Unemployment is there. Insecurity is there. Hunger is there. A country that is not secure. What are you talking about? That's the height of negative impact. Killings in Benue. Now look at it. There are even some level of factions. People have lost confidence in the government. Youth specifically.
But okay, if we also make we actually bring her from this angle, we don't see the letters, we don't see the response. So the action they in the hands of the people. Okay, but make we also ask the government in place. For the government at this point in time to say, okay, with this little time we will get, make we fit manage the situation, make we fit contain, make we fit take appropriate action, make we fit know the areas we will focus on, so that at least we go fit, even if we no come back for second time, at least with the existing period we go fit see ensure say our government reflect directly to the people. What are those major areas? You don't highlight it, but what are those further major areas where the government will fit intensify to say, okay, make I touch this, so that at least I will not say to an extent, I don't do my own work before I come out.
Thank you very much. A fundamental activity that has to be looked at is as regards uniting Nigeria.
That's a strong one, uniting Nigeria.
There is no unity at the moment. Because the confidence we have actually reposed in the government as at the inception, when they just got in, we have lost it. And that's why majority of us, we don't even have interest in the government. We only believe since that's how they want to do it, we'll definitely flow with them. You understand? And again, talking of it, look at most of this appointment and all. You see, when you look at youth, we are the grassroots. We have a better understanding of what is happening in our immediate environment. Involve them in your administration.
Your activities, yeah. Let
them be part of it. They will serve as a more intense feedback mechanism.
And now bringing it to the issue of the youths, I and Chukudi, they go through a particular record of Soke, and she will get young people with the part of this particular government. We can't check, especially for the ministry. I mean, for the position of ministers. We can't check. We can't realize, say, the only youngest person waiting for that particular position now, the Minister of Finance. Kemi Adosh, who waited 50 years, if I'm not wrong. Abi? Okay, we can't look and say, okay, this government also emphasized on the fact on youth empowerment. They emphasized on getting the youth so integrated in the system while they were coming. If at this point in time, the youth feel say they don't lose that touch with the government, which other further action? Because you said something about you, perhaps, as an individual, perhaps the youth, withdrawing themselves from activities of politics. Say anyhow they won't look like, we could make their job. But then, if we leave them in the hands of these people, it will continue to go this way. The youth now, which kind of approach the youth also fit taking, so that they will fit step up to say, yes, it is our time to get involved. It is our time to also to make decisions for Nigeria, make decisions for the government. So as we go know, say yes, we don't get direction, we channel our thoughts to.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. At the moment, there's a challenge the youths are facing. Everywhere and there, you see association of youths that, association of youths this. We ourselves, we are yet to harmonize ourselves under one body. You understand? We are even having internal challenges because to be candid, some of these youths that are actually seeking for involvement in politics, at the moment they are even corrupt. You understand? And that's another thing we have to checkmate. Now, gross sensitization programs should be organized in order to properly orientate youth on what politics entails. And again, if you consider election in entirety, who are the major participants? They are the youths. They are the mobilizers. They are the one handling most of its activities.
And then they even come out for
Thank you very much. Now, all we have to do is now to harmonize ourselves under body, form a formidable force to reckon with, then launch our action. Present just one person.
But the question about forming one body, presenting one person, the APC as a political party, now result of coalition. The ACN, the CPC, the LPDP, one quarter of ABGA or quarter of ABGA, and people will consider themselves political neutrals. And then look, say, okay, make we present President Muhammadu Buhari, now man of integrity. Now person when we say if we check in record, he no get bad record, according to what plenty people talk. But now, it can't be like, say, many of the talk when people they talk, including the one when we say his wife don't talk, including what Chief Olusegun Obasanjo put for the letter, now say some of the people will surround them. Now people will not want well for this country. So this one they clear say, even if you one person, you dey forefront, you will get people will surround you. How we go take fit get situation when we say people will surround you, no go take advantage of you, call the cause problem for you. Make a balance out now. Maybe we not talk say now only this government person they talk about. Under Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, they talk say Kaba, bad people. Now under President Muhammadu Buhari, they hear say people will surrender, So this one means say to a considerable degree, if we look these two examples, he get powerful people when we know elect put for inside government. But if you like say now then they control those who put for inside government. How we the people go really use show say sovereignty truly resides in the people.
Thank you very much. And moving on to that, you see, when we are appointing ministers and all other persons,
all other political
appointments that will be working with the president, there are some clear yardsticks that should be highlighted.
Okay.
You don't just select people. You understand? Okay. You don't select people based on your personal relationship with them. Your personal relationship can even influence their actions. You understand? The intention to ensure Nigerian gets better should be cloud over every other
personal interest and all that.
And now, talking about presenting one person as under the youth platform, you see, we need to be conscious of your antecedents before we can present you as our representative. And by virtue of that, people that will be working with you too, like I said earlier, their antecedent and background checks have to be considered before appointing them. So I think if all of those can be properly done, and again, we should prevent influence of political leaders You understand? APC coming up with this person that, okay, this man, you have to appoint this man into this particular position based on the fact that he has been loyal to the political party.
Person.
It shouldn't be a yardstick for selecting. We should be conscious of the kind of people we're actually bringing into government. That is what matters. If we can just look into that critically, we'll be able to resolve these challenges of having bad cabals with you.
Very, very true. And we can't talk about the Nigerian people now, because Chief Olusegun Obasanjo been talk about coalition movement. He said this is not the time for Nigerians to come together and look, say, okay, make we even form a better movement. When we say we go look for a better person for this country when go lead us. But make we ask this very important question. It gets one trend we don't see since 1999 for this country. Most people, they like balance. If the person when go be president now come from this place, make this one come from this side. Because ideally, people need to feel some sort of representation. Make it not be like saying, only una they work for. But for the first time in a long time, or for the first time in the history of this country, in the elections for 1993, we get MKO Abiola, when be Yoruba Muslim, and we get Baba Gana Kingibe, when be Hausa Muslim. And a lot of Nigerians, if you check the percentage of people when come and come vote that time, nobody even look whether this one a Muslim ticket. But they believe say this now two people when we say then they're perfect and they go do well for the Nigerian people. You don't think say this culture of zoning, trying to balance the religion, using pastor to support so that people, Christians, go come and come support. You notice that the thing don't spoil our political system. And this coalition, even though we come together, it go hard make the thing work.
Thank you very much. You see, ethnicity and religious beliefs, they shouldn't be a yardstick for determining who to contest for a position, who to present. Work on it is beyond. You see, even down to the grassroots of even all of those places. You see, they have lacked proper sensitization. That is what they don't know, and that's what I'm saying. You see, all of these sensitizational activities, they are actually activities that youth specifically they will be the one to champion it. When it comes to moving down to grassroots and meeting them and letting them understand that, you see, we have to take our future on our hand and ensure if we definitely want to see the Nigeria of our dream, we should vote beyond religious sentiment.
Or tribe sentiment and all that.
It shouldn't be a factor. It's not worth it. Now, like I was saying, when it comes to this kind of major sensitization, because you can't just in line with the fact that we speak same language, we have some level of relationship.
Yes.
You will definitely build on those relationships in influence. I will definitely build on those relationships in influencing your decision as regards who to vote for, and that is because you are not properly oriented. But if there is a thick orientational platform, where you get to understand that it is beyond
personal relationship.
It is beyond personal relationship.
It is about
vote for capacity. Somebody that can actually function effectively in that position.
Well.
But when we talk about capacity now, capacity not be just because person a professor or a doctor or he go the best university or he grew up for America. Capacity now basically about what the person get to offer. When we go this break, come back, you go tell us what be those things when Nigerians suppose they on the lookout for. Say na person when they drive G-Wagon, Range Rover, or they live for Ikoyi or VI. Then we
or person wey sabi talk, so they sabi talk well.
When we go this break, come back based on AsEdeyHot. To AsEdeyHot. Here's good Chukudi Unkubi and our Ogbonge visitor, Jamiu, Honorable Speaker Sir Jamiu Ijaudola, and we discuss the response of the federal government to the letter when Chief Olusegun Obasanjo being right. Now we always talk about say we know they agonize, we know they cry, they talk about the problems. We don't discuss the points when we say in race. We don't discuss the response of the federal government. Say, thank God say you cut cap give us for the fight against corruption and insecurity matter. But the economy be like say you too busy. Now make you never see the progress and then highlight them. And I open games don't talk say the primary responsibility of government now to work to see say the life of the people better. It gets some things when we say now business to do them because now be government. No be my party or con they ask. Now you they go ask because you be government and what government supposed to do. Then he go talk say the people need to feel the impact of the work when government they do, or else everything are just on paper. Then we'll move forward now. You've been talking about say it go good make we get platforms. And these platforms, now platforms where we say, all of us go come and come pick one person, say, oh yeah, this person make you lead us. You can't talk, say, we need to see some kind of qualities for these people. Now make me want to ask you that time, say, wait, some people feel they see, say, this man get money, make we put that for government. This man, they speak big English, make we put that for government. This man, sabi make promise, make we put that for government. But at the end, if he say, no be what we need. Now, as a parliamentarian, what if those things when you think, say, people, when go come out, come vote on election day, and when go they support their government, suppose they look out for those when they lead them inside government.
Thank you very much. You see, it has gotten to a stage where we have tried the old men for an extended period of time, and at the moment there's still no positive impact at large in Nigeria. Now let us just critically face it from this angle. Antecedents speak much if you are seeking a public office.
Based on your own record.
Yes.
The record wey person don't get before.
Yes.
Even if na banking work, even if na teacher in do.
Thank you very much.
The record wey don't get before.
Then looking at it, antecedent is one of the primary factors that should be considered when choosing a leader. Now, moving on, beyond antecedents, this experience that you must have this level of experience, it has actually beclouded our vision as regards choosing our leaders. Then, now, aside antecedents and experience, like I've said earlier, let us look at youths that have actually contributed positively in various capacities, which is in line with antecedent, like I've said earlier.
I've mentioned, yeah. You
understand? Now, tests. There are some level of tests that we can actually come up with, because when it comes to money-driven and power-driven, there are two different things that even sanely it gets into people's head. But let's come up with some level of tests that can be used in checkmating those particular traits. Once we can do that, we are good to go. And like I said earlier, we are tired of bringing the old people into this game. Let us bring in the youth. Let us see how much they can impact positively to
the youth. In as much as we emphasize on the youth, yes, no doubt. Youth,
I'm a proponent of youth involvement.
Okay, fine, I understand. Politics, the youth, no doubt, yes, they're very smart. Yes. Then they in line with the current trend of activities. Maybe a lot of things where our papas them don't know. Of course, now then don't feel in the truth. Say, okay, this is what is trending. This is the kind of step and measures or we will take to ensure so we correct this thing and a couple of other things. Make I probably take you to Austria. Their current leader, their current president right now is 31 years old. But still, that still does not take away the fact, say, a couple of people will also be members of his cabinet, and people will also be more matured, where we say, talking about experience, you also bring it in. If we decide to say, okay, youth, it is your time, youth, take over, there's also this problem of a general national or perhaps a general societal thing we will also be faced with. Okay, for instance, they say a reflection of leaders. The people are a reflection of their leaders. You understand? Say, will they pick our leaders from the people? If our leaders they corrupt, it means they pick them up from a society where they corrupt. What if with that same urge, that same thing we also feel say yes, okay, fine, be against all odds. Maybe we bring in somebody, a youth this time around, probably we'll give youth that same leverage, that same opportunity to say, we want to become leader, we want to take over position. Without getting experienced people will feel the guidance, okay, you follow this way, and sure say you do it this way. You understand what I try to? She don't say a combination of two, that's supposed to work.
Yes, thank you very much. Like I said, since the days of antiquity, for a long period of time, the olds they've served, and now talking of bringing in the youth, there's something we have to identify the youth before bringing them on board. Dignity of character and purpose. It's something that you have to clearly identify. Now talking of the old men, they can actually serve as advisors.
Okay.
You understand? I'm not saying we should take them off the grid. You understand? But serving in that central position, we can bring in the youth. Then all of the old men, they can serve as advisors. We shouldn't have problem with that. It has actually gone beyond still clamoring. There's even something that I've actually observed lately. you see these governors, they are not done with their tenure. They would start settling eyes for the Senate. Recycled democracy.
Make we take Esther from Lagos. Not be recycled caller. Esther, good morning and welcome to AsEdeyHot.
Hello, Chukwudi.
Good morning, Esther.
Good morning, Esther.
Okay, this is not Esther. This is the one.
Esther, we know. Good morning, Esther.
Good morning.
Okay, first of all, I want to thank my brother with you on the show. He they do well. As I dey see him. Okay, so I know say I won't respond concerning this OBJ letter.
Okay.
And waiting me, I want advice be say make they no divert our attention from waiting they happen now. Because we're already hearing too many things that would distract us. The former president made a lot of points. And him coming to tell the incumbent president that, see, this is what you are doing in the nation. This is how far you have come. This is what you have done right. And there are many things you have not done right as well. And if we are talking about a government that is as transparent as it claims that it is, what they should be doing is working on what President Obasanjo has said. Because in truth, if we take all the facts, he has a lot of facts. Now, talking about the economy, talking about the healthman situation, talking about security. Baba, as I dey here, so I suppose don't go school. And because of say some security issues there for road, for where I suppose travel through. Now it make me see the Lagos. I dey tell you truth. I'm going all the way to Calabar. Some of my friends who traveled as of yesterday said they were robbed. From those who were coming what do they call this place? Around Ilorin.
So Esther, you wait till they talk now and say, it go good make the government focus the energy on trying to address the points when we say the former president raised, rather than play to the gallery. We appreciate this your important
Thank you very much, Esther.
on top of this particular matter. Now make we ask this question. We know say to the recycle leaders, now serious problem. Because if people dey there, we no see results. And we can't still carry these people, make them still move from one place to the other. It just be like saying a waste of time. But some people don't argue, say, young people, when they talk, say, they won't occupy position. Say, should they get the experience to occupy these particular positions? Say, why they not even start from somewhere first? At least, make young people go start from local government. Make we come see, say, okay, if I say they don't learn from local government, but we won't give them a chance to go maybe House of Representatives, before they go House of Senate, before they come to say they will become president. But then again, by that time, you know, go don't turn old man. But what do you think of young people and experience? You think, say, as a young person now, my experience from maybe I did SUG, I don't work for bank, I don't run my small business, and I can't talk, say, I don't check the way in this country, and I won't serve this country. You don't think, say, that experience that's still serious issue?
Thank you very much. You see, when you talk of stressing on experience, experience shouldn't serve as a major factor for seeking for position. Because once we are stressing too much on that, you tend to send these people away from getting involved in this thing. And you tend to reduce their interest and motivation. You understand? We have youths that have done well. Talking of within this our student union terrain, we have served in representative capacities. We have been involved in some activities that has...
For that small community.
Thank you very much. That has enabled us to showcase our leadership prowess. And I think with all of those, then some other gathered experiences from various leadership positions, even while even serving as a civil servant and some other activities you might be involved in. That is okay. Talking of you serving for local government 4 years or so,
probably as a
no. It's not worth it. Once we are stressing on that, we can't move forward. Because looking at the present terrain that is working now, it can't function effectively. So we have to take. We don't have to hinge our thinking on. You have to be so filled with so much experiences. All these people, Buhari has served before he's coming again. And looking at what is still happening in Nigeria, negative impact all around. So we have actually tried you guys with experience, right? Then give way, let people without much experience, let them come in.
And from your argument now, what you talk about experience, not be just because you don't did this position before.
Thank you.
You talk say like, for example, to be administrator, if you don't do for this thing and you do am succeed, you fit still apply that particular
Small
model.
capacity.
Because
Put
as
it
e dey
there.
like this today now, the youngest leader in Europe is 31 years old, Sebastian Kurz of
Sebastian
Austria.
Kurz, yeah.
Now, if 31 years old person fit be the leader of Austria, the youngest in Europe, it really shows say na ideas basically. Martini, they call us from Just Plateau. Good morning and welcome to AsEdeyHot.
Good morning, Martini.
Good morning, sir.
Yes. I beg, give your TV down. Bring the volume down, I beg.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Will they hear you talk to us?
Yes, sir. I call purposely. Okay, sir.
Television and talk.
Sir, I call purposely to talk about the letter. What the former President Obasanjo sent to Buhari is completely right.
Okay.
Continue.
He did a very good thing because he has had the experience. And to my brother there who is speaking, he has done well.
Okay.
Thank you very
I
much.
appreciate him. The reason I called is to talk about the security challenge we're having in this country.
Well, Oga Martini, we don't actually get your point. Thank you very, very much for that contribution. Make we from at least Plateau come back to Lagos. Collect this call from Tony. Tony, good morning. Welcome to AsEdeyHot.
Yeah, good morning, Chukwudi.
Good
morning.
morning, Tony.
Good morning, Okubi.
We greet you, Oga Tony.
And good morning, Honorable there.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
You see, there is a point they make now, say, they are looking for people experience. How long do we in Nigeria here look for experienced people?
Thank you very much.
Look at Austria. Now, experience, not the experienced man there. Look at France, the president of France. Is that experience? Is it not to the capacity of that person? They will come out with experience, say, let the youth, let them get somewhere. Look at Liberia president today. Is he not a young man? Is he not stand for somewhere? Was he not a footballer? These people are using these experience things to weigh us down.
But Oga Tony,
They came.
Oga Tony,
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
in the case of maybe Emmanuel Macron of France and even George of Liberia, these now people when be say, if you check the way when governments they work, they don't contribute before. In the case of George when be senator, although he don't contest to be president, you don't think say somehow, even if na councillorship, even if na local government, state house of assembly, legislature, or anywhere, make young people don't try their hand first. Make we say at least they even get idea. You not see reason for that argument.
Listen to me. The people, there are people in that legislature, in even the Lagos State House of Assembly. There are young men there. If you go to the other state, there are young men there. There are people there. That's why these people come in, the cancers that have formed themselves as a cancers, and they came and be using the issue of experience. What are the experience? We are looking for capacity of men. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Oga Tony. Well, we look for capacity. I say experience, the era of experience, not be what we're supposed to dwell on now. And okay, going further into within our callers don't actually highlight this same issue about having experience and not having experience. We also highlighted the fact that okay, the leader for Austria, Emmanuel Macron, and the current president, the just new president of Liberia. If we can't look all these things, look in general, we can't say okay. Which can angle? I will say which can angle, because in as much as they talk about say youth are not involving, saying that the old people they involve, but youth on their own part, how much of commitment have they shown to show say yes, I really want to be involved, I want to be involved, and I actively want to be involved, because you can't also take that away. You also highlighted the fact say we they withdraw as youth, but then if they withdraw, who be that youth who will come forward? Somebody has to come forward. What if those measures where youth go need to take right now, those standards we need to take to say, okay, it is time for us to collectively get this thing right.
Now, you see, talking about that, we have suffered too much as regards ill leadership in Nigeria, and as such, it ought to have orientated us on what we have to do, and that's why I'm saying, let us harmonizing ourselves at first is one thing that we should actually look after, and once we can do that, we'll definitely see some other loopholes that we have to address. Intellectual contribution, there's no way you can keep the youths of intellectual contribution. The young age thing is definitely having a positive impact on your leadership skills. Check out even in the student union terrain. Go and look at the interesting and laudable initiatives they're actually coming up with as regards having positive impact within their own small terrain.
Community.
Now, talking of them moving to an higher standard, you understand? You can't sit in this isle of keeping these people there. They have to get involved. Now, talking of the youth showing commitment, it is an important thing. Like I said, God's sensitization is very important. But most of our youth these days, they are more concerned about the tips they want to get.
But then they can make we call check out the platforms when these young people go take learn all these things, when go sharpen them to make their potential come out. You know, honestly, plenty of them know they. And the reason why you can't come up with this the engineering summit based on some kind of package when you don't put in place, when go make young people them learn and know say God don't bless them with certain things when we say all they need to do now to believe in themselves and come out and showcase them. Maybe we talk about the engineering summit now because there's a lot we can say about Nigeria's problems and what we go do to solve them. But we'll start from somewhere.
Yes.
If young people will be engineers and even those who will not be engineers come this particular package, what will be the things when we say them go learn?
Yes, talking of the Engineering Summit 1.0, it is tagged the Engineering Summit 1.0, but it is not only for engineering students.
Okay.
Because looking at the summit, we are featuring presence of speakers from various spheres.
Okay.
You understand? More importantly, we'll be featuring a speaker who is going to be speaking on leadership and development.
Okay.
Leadership and development, it covers all tentacles, irrespective of your profession.
Very true.
And moving on, that is one side. We are also we are featuring presence of an HR head from Energy, Oil and Gas. She'll be speaking on employment, prospects for job securing and security. These are sensitive things that you need all of this understanding. We are featuring presence of...
just chill, We could just collect this final call. Once you collect this final call, we will continue with your
right.
Ibrahim, good morning, welcome to AsEdeyHot.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Ibrahim. We dey hear you, talk to us. Continue, Ibrahim, we dey hear you.
I'm hearing you too.
Contribute.
I want to make a contribution about the youth
Okay.
and also about the letter of Obasanjo to
Okay.
the president.
Okay.
I want people also to remember that during Obasanjo's time, Obasanjo made 22 naira per $1. And before he left office, it was 130 per $1.
Okay.
Again, about the youth, let me just say, if youth say they are not after money, I think all the position will be youth. Because it's all our problem. Because most of Nigeria youth, they are after money. And that is why all these, our baba are using us.
Okay, Ibrahim, thank you very much for this
Thank
important
you very much,
contribution.
okay, Ibrahim.
Just like what our visitor don't talk, no be about waiting we fit get. Now about something when we say we go fit give and make our country better. When be the date for this particular summit when young people supposed to benefit from?
The Engineering Summit 1.0 to be holding on the 31st of January 2018. That's
this January.
Next week Wednesday.
Next week Wednesday.
Yes, and it will be holding at the Lagos State University main auditorium on Joe campus.
Okay.
And we identified something that is more important. You see, it is beyond just bringing people together to come and discuss engineering profession. You understand? We looked at it. Let us come up with a speaker who can actually address and employment-related issues, which is beyond the HR head. Now we are bringing a speaker who will be speaking on internet and entrepreneurship, measures for eradicating unemployment in Nigeria. You see, it is beyond picking up your phone and tweeting about Arsenal and Chelsea.
Yes.
You understand? You can use your phone to carry out laudable activities that will fetch you money, that will prevent you from getting involved in armed robbery and the rest of them. You understand? So having a clearer understanding of what internet and entrepreneurship, sources of generating funds from there. You understand? That is one of those things that this summit will actually be contributing.
I know say plenty young people for what you don't talk about employment, about taking advantage of the opportunity when the internet they offer, rather than doing Yahoo and all that science student things. People go pay money to enter inside this particular place.
Thank you very much. Let me quickly address that. The Engineering Summit 1.0, it is an initiative that we had and we are still tirelessly.
So you can't talk like politician. People go pay money to
No, I
enter.
want to quickly.
No, just people go pay money.
They know they pay money.
Now what you for just talk now?
So, but you talk now next.
Because I want every Ghana together.
You said that it's not next week Wednesday. Which time?
9 a.m.
9 a.m. in the morning.
Okay, so
and you say it comprise like how many
they say the main
schools
auditorium
they
of the Lagos State University, 9 a.m. You get chance because as you just finish and you go tune to AsEdeyHot to complete the particular discussion. And you don't talk we know they pay money to enter inside that place. It go good make we emphasize them. Say, as Nigerians, as young people, whether you like them or not, the talk of experience or asking you what you get to offer, you know, go come out. This is a platform where go offer you opportunity to learn important things. Jamiu, now you get this handshake, Mr. Speaker. Now when Mr. Speaker do well, then they shake him. You go from the beginning, you don't know what your plan will be. Until we come back again tomorrow to discuss all the action to the one we gather together based on AsEdeyHot.
Well, bye-bye. Till tomorrow we'll come again. Me now don't forget to...
To enjoy more of these our Ogbonge videos when you just watch, press this button to subscribe on top of our YouTube page. You go love am.